Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Friday, August the 8th. My name is Barry Anderson and I'm the moderator of the trading room. So first of all, a little housekeeping there. A lot of trades again for me today, which is a little bit strange. Typically I used to only trade about two or three stocks a day, excuse me, but I have to admit over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I'm definitely trading more. A little surprising. Usually, in the summer, you'd think there'd be a bit of a downtick in that action, but I think, well, actually, moderating the trading room has helped me focus all day long. I'm always trying to come up with ideas, not just for myself, but for other members in the room. So, and it's all seems to be good. So right now, at any rate, we're definitely riding a nice winning streak. So let me take a look at some of the trades, the ones I posted in the room anyway. And the first one was AAL, American Airlines Group. And if you saw the video yesterday, you know that I have another custom that only gives me maybe, well, if you'd asked me 3 weeks ago how many alerts I get with this custom, I might have said one a week. But now I'm starting to get two or three a day, which is great. They're highly selective. And really what they're looking for is they're looking for stocks that do this, dramatically down, dramatically down. It's a little bit different from the bounce play. I mean, it could be a bounce play, of course. I'm not, do I see it here? I don't see it here. But, it's one of these deals, though, in which it's dramatically down, and then you're looking for that bounce. And what I'm noticing is that if I take a look at when I was first alerted, 3546. So the first alert or the alert would have been right here. And so you notice that it continued all the way down though to 3524. The next candle had it was also at 3525. So this basically put in the stop that I was looking for. Now it's a little bit farther away. I have to be very careful with these ones, but I did take the trade at 35.42, and on almost immediately it is zoomed up here to 35.64, and I took half out at 35.84 and the other half at 35.81 as it was coming down. Now you can see that this, I mean, obviously, if I had known, I could have held it. But with these ones, these are very, very whippy, and I was happy to take the profit very, very quickly when I did. And thing is that you never know what's going to happen. There was a reason why it was coming down very quickly, and it could have just continued down. So I have to be a little bit careful with these. Yesterday, I know I took one and I was able to hold it because I didn't get any of these red bars. These are 5 minute candles. I didn't get any red bars, and it just continued higher, and I was able to sell for a lot more. I think I made a couple of dollars on that one. Yeah, if this action hadn't have happened, it would have been the same. I mean, 37 to from 35, almost a couple of dollars also. So getting encouraged by this particular strategy. The next one was Post. And Post came from my bounce strategy. And you can see right here at 34, so at 942. So right here, I would have had the first alert to it at the price would have been 34.82. So I would have had the first alert to it. And I watched it come down, and this was obviously hit hard. I mean, look, we saw this in the pre-market. So 44.82, and it opens opens around $36. So this was really hit hard. So this was already going to be a bounce candidate, regardless of whether I saw it here. But when I did see it here, I mean, it certainly helped me keep my focus on it. Now, it was a tough one because I think it's one of these ones that the bid and the ask were kind of wild. Sure, it would have been wonderful to get it right here at 32.81 or even up here at 33.77. But I did end up eventually taking the trade. It looked like it just had the good continuation on, up here, the little bit of pullback on this red candle here. And then when this candle became green, I took the trade at 35.88, and I was out within, I think it was a couple of minutes actually, at 36.09. It just went straight up, came back down, so I was reasonably happy about getting out of it when I did because it came back down to 35.66, 35.57 actually. So just a little bit over my buy. But then, it did take off again. And I know some people probably in the room took it. I did not take it here. Actually, it's a nice little setup here, little pullback, and then the setup. But um, I probably was off doing something else, and I just neglected it. I probably shouldn't have. But I'm sure that other people took this trade on this particular setup. But again, 35.38 to 36.09 in probably 2 minutes. I'll take that any day. The next one was K and D. K&D, another bounce play, 1992. And so 1992 was right in this area. So right down here, it looked like it was putting in the bottom of 1990. I know some in the room took it around here. Now I didn't. I waited. I wanted to see it come over this last red candle, and I ended up taking it at 2016. Actually got up to what 2033, but I did not exit the trade there, and I actually took a loss on this one. Kind of bad of me. At the very worst, I should have taken it out at my buy, but I took a small loss of 6 cents on it. But and it really didn't do very much. Well, in fact, it went down and it's come back up. But so I was out of that one for a little loss. The next one was HGR, and that was a nice one. HGR. Now this is my one of my original custom setups. Now this was supposed not supposedly this is a short sale alert, and at 21 at 20 so at 10:14 I got the alert to short it at 21.22. So right in this area here. But you can see that it just consolidated so much. Now it did go down a little bit, but I didn't take the bait. It just looked like it was consolidating. With this particular setup, usually it has to work almost immediately. Otherwise, then I start looking for it to bounce, and that's exactly what I did. On this consolidation pattern, I basically waited. I was watching it for quite a while, and when it broke over the top here, I think that's 2137. When it broke over the top of that green candle, I took the trade at 2140 and I took half out at 2160 and then I held forever. I mean, look at this consolidation. It really did nothing, but there was no reason for me to sell. One of the things I do is that if I get into a trade and I'm out half, then I know as long as nothing catastrophic happens and it doesn't blow through my buy price, I'll be content to hold the stock all day if I have to, as long as it doesn't go below my buy price. That would be my signal to get out. Now you notice a couple of times here it hit 2141, and I think right there it hit 2132, but it didn't close there. It closed at 2141. So I was able to hold on to this, and so I didn't get stopped out here, kept holding it, and definitely got rewarded. I notice now it's at 22.45. The market still has another 35 minutes or so, but I just exited about 10 minutes ago, I think, at 22.41. So in the back half, I made $1.01. So great patience hold, and again, no reason to sell. Just as long as it doesn't go below my buy-in, and I just kept it and definitely got rewarded. The next one was SEM. Now, a bit of a strange one. This, I had the alert. Now, you can see I had a couple of alerts. A bounce at 1345, so way up in this area here. And also, though, on my custom at 1328 to short it. So not to play the bounce. So I did neither at that point. I did actually nothing. I watched this kind of go come down, come up, come down, come up. So it really hadn't made up its mind. But what I decided to do was on this candle here, when it broke down, because I think if I look at this candle here, that's at the low is 1303, the low is 1311, and then on this candle, when it broke down below, actually the low was 13, so I decided that if it broke below it, I would take it as a short. And so I took the short at 1290, and I immediately, on this candle here, see it got down to 1268, and then on the next candle it hit a low at 1258, and as it was coming up I exited the short because remember I was kind of leaning to it as a bounce. So I exited the short at 1266 on this candle here. went a little bit up, and then it came right back down again. I thought, well, I actually was considering shorting it again right here, but I didn't. And I know some in the room took it on the bounce play, various areas here. I did not. But a wonderful bounce from this area. Once it broke over 13 again, it was a tremendous play, but I did not take it. And then the last one was BYI, Bally Technologies. And this one definitely was on my bounce list right here. Sorry, right here. 12.12 at 73.96. So would have been right in this area here. So I started watching it, and you can see it consolidated a lot, right around 74, and then it came back down to 73.91, and right here it started consolidating again. And I thought, well, if it can make it, I actually my original plan was to take it over 74.23, but it is holding this area for quite a while, and I thought, you know what, just take it at 74.13. If I get stopped out, a little, well, this candle right there is 74.03. So I figured if it goes down to the whole number just below it, I'll stop myself out. So I took it a little prematurely because really I should have waited for it to clear that candle. I took half off very, very quickly at 74.28, as I usually do. I like to take that was a little premature, but when I saw this candle here, I thought, okay, I did the right thing because it came down to 74.25. But I held on, and I basically exited not that long ago also at 74.74 on the back half of it. So, a great little trade. It basically kind of stress-free. It just had this little whip there that I had to contend with. But after that, I mean, it just kind of held in this area for the longest period. And, I was holding because it could have, if it could have popped through 75, who knows where it could have gone. The only other trade I'm in, I didn't post it, but Trader 14 brought this to our attention, and it was right in this area here. He talked about this is Cooper Tire and Rubber, so it's to do with the automotive industry. And I don't know if you read something or why, but he mentioned this one right here, and I ended up taking the trade right here. I think it was at 29.87, something like that. And I'm still holding it. I was hoping for a much bigger break through 30, but again, we got 30 minutes left in the market. No reason for me to sell it right yet, but of course, if it breaks down back to the 29.87, I will be out of it. So that was it. So lots of action in the room, lots of great trades, and not just by the trades I had worked out very well, but we got great traders in the room. I encourage you to come in, and let me just again show you. Make this a little better. Here's how to get into the room. Here's the address, and you can log in as Facebook as a guest, or your Facebook or Twitter account to log in. And I hope to see you in the room tomorrow. And unfortunately, something is kind of going haywire with my. I'm gonna hopefully.